And so now Eileen will go over your report, the director's report, which is on page 8.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So, in a way, it's a segue into what I want to highlight in my report. I had the opportunity of traveling to the E-Tourism Summit to speak on our podcast. The E-Tourism Summit happened in Vegas, and it's an event under the umbrella of IPW, which is a larger event. And I believe that our podcast is one of our tools for us to be able to tell our own story. We have our own audience. There's no filter in between us and the audience. And so we have the opportunity to showcase, to feature a lot of our attractions, a lot of our local stars, a lot of the offerings that we have. So I'm very proud that this is a tool that is growing and that it's going to allow us to continue telling our story from our side, from our own words. And so that was the highlight for me. I was traveling a lot in September, but for me that was one of the highlights of the month, being able to push that podcast and explain how that has been beneficial for us and how can that be beneficial for others if we're able to tell our own story. And we're already a year into it, we're growing it, and so we're really excited about what's to come. It's a product that's evergreen, and so people can go back and listen to the first episode, and instead of binge listening to all the episodes in the series, and then continue getting new information on what Laredo has to offer. And we keep adding. I mean, we haven't run out of topics, and I foresee not.
That was a great addition to what that y'all are doing, you know, and as you say, and I really like that phrase, telling our story.
Mm-hmm.
And it's coming from us.
Exactly.
And that's the way it is with every community. Everybody's got to tell their story.
And so I started at the beginning, I was the one talking, and then we started adding different people in the community, and that with the promotion it basically skyrocketed. And so we have great reviews from people that have listened to it, reviews from people that have participated in it, and again, we keep adding new attractions and new offerings that are featured.
That's wonderful.
So if you haven't heard, I invite you to listen to the podcast. It's wherever you consume your podcasts, or you can go to our website, visitlaredo.com. There's a landing page there, so you can listen to all the episodes. If you think of somebody that hasn't been featured, an attraction, something that might be interesting to the visitor, that you want to recommend, let us know, and we'll be happy to include them in the.
Do you have different sectors that you target?
So it's basically all things that might be interesting to the visitor. So we've had, for example, sports teams. We have Heat, we have Tecos, we had Cultivante and the Laredo Cultural Art District. We had Center for the Arts. We had birding. We had the Water Museum recently. We've talked about coffee, about restaurants, about theater. We've talked about.
Have you invited any Heritage Foundation to your?
There were I did one on history, and then we invited Margarita to do another one on all the offerings that they have.
Because it is a very interesting history that we have.
Yes. So
that's what we want to tell, our story, our history.
Yeah, we already did 2 on history. Boys and Girls Club, Border Olympics. We haven't had anybody from Border Olympics.
I could set up something with Edward.
Yeah.
He's a president.
I mean, that's 80 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll add that to the list. But yeah, if you see anything else that you might think, hey, you're missing this one, or that this might be interesting, we have a running list, and we keep adding. Coming soon. And what we've done is WBCA, we also have WBCA. We try to do it very evergreen, so they don't talk about a specific event at a specific time and place, but they talk about their offerings in general. So people can, and they give the resources to people to, hey, if you want more information about the birding festival, go to our website, laredobirding.com. And that way people, doesn't matter when you listen to it, you know where to go, and it's not something that's like, oh, I'm listening to it in 2020 and the event happened in 2019. It doesn't run it.
Well, that's an interesting organization, and that, you know, that they do the festival is very, very successful.
It's gonna be the 10th anniversary in 2022, so
Wow.
that's already
20th anniversary?
10th.
10th.
Yeah, in 2022.
Para que vayas a birdwatch.
And just to highlight another thing, so I mentioned that I was voted into the Texas Association of Convention and Visitor Peer Board for another year. And as of October 1st, I'm in the Texas Travel Alliance.
Wow,
board.
that's another.
So, representing,
Congratulations.
representing Laredo and South Texas.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
You make us proud.
Yes, we're trying to represent and to have a voice for our region, our community in the state associations.
Very, very good.
Thank you.
Very good, Eileen, thank you. Any other comments or questions? If not, we're going on to the Assistant Director's Report, Mr. Joel, which is on page 10.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Good morning.
My report's on page 10. I wanted to highlight something that we've been really excited and praying, and now it's going to happen. It's the sports complex. Today actually is the day that all the proposals are going to be submitted, and we actually already have a tournament scheduled for August 2022.
Wow.
So if you see there, the master plan, that's gonna include, the first phase is gonna include the 5 fields, on your left-hand side, they're gonna be multi-purpose. It's gonna be both baseball and softball. And then it's gonna include, they call them pods, which is gonna be the soccer fields.
Is
So
this
that's-
it?
Yes, this two,
Oh.
and then, the soccer fields, 2 of those pods.
So this is what's gonna be open
built, yeah.
next year?
Yeah, so all bids supposed to be turned in today, then it's gonna be presented to city council, and we're hoping that's gonna go pretty fast, but we're really excited. I know on the Border Olympic side, I know they're looking as well to start using this facility as well, but that's probably gonna be until 2023. But we're really excited. It's gonna be a new venue to use, and I know that's gonna help a lot of the hotels and stuff like that. So we are really excited for that. And then the other thing that I kind of wanted to highlight, talking about everything that's going on, we did a Port Laredo video that Lena helped me. It was a bridge and economic development, airport, and working with a lot of entities, customs. We did a lot of stuff with customs, and you could see some of the pictures that I included there. PD helped us a lot with the drone. I think at the airport, we've never had gotten so many footage of air cargo, planes landing there, removing cargo, all that stuff. So it was, I don't know, I guess God was on our side that time. Because,
Everything
you know,
like
Impressed with the UPS, how they management all the
Yeah.
the boxes, so.
So I think this video that we're gonna come out, right now, ADS is working on it, which is our Mexican agency. We're hoping, within 2 or 3, probably by the end of this month, hopefully we should have it ready. But it's gonna be a really nice video that's gonna really highlight everything, from trade. The rail, we've never gotten any rail images, because the rail is really hard. They have certain times, but customs was, this time around, customs helped us a lot on every location, kind of looking at what Gabriel and everybody was talking about. But we're really excited for this project, and it's gonna be a tool to be used to promote, not only here in Laredo, but in Mexico, in the US, Texas. So we're really excited to promote all that, the tourism, economic development, and so yeah, we're really excited. There's other stuff that I have in my report, but those are the 2 big things that I wanted to highlight. I'm not sure if you guys have any questions regarding my report.
Where exactly is the sports complex?
So, have you driven south on Loop 20?
Yes.
So there's a new street that they're doing in Warsaw.
What's it, on what street or what?
It's gonna be on Worcester.
Wormshop.
Worcester,
Oh,
yeah,
Worcester.
Worcester, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Sí, yeah, no, it's
It's
Worcester,
better
yeah.
or worse?
Yeah, Worcester, so it's,
Ampita Magana.
Yeah. so,
The subdivision that's there.
so when you're going South Laredo, you're gonna pass the freshman campus. As soon as you pass it, there's a new road that they're building that county built, that is the Worcester Road. There, that's where we're gonna start. From there, it's gonna go to Pita Mangana. So people will be able to access it through there, and then on Pita Mangana, they're gonna access another road. And from the loop, you're looking about probably like 5-6 blocks. That's where it's gonna have the main entrance to it, to enter, which is this part right here where the arrow is.
Right.
So, that's where you're gonna enter, and then you're gonna go here to the parking.
Is that Pita Mangana or is that Wormser?
Wormser. This one right here is Wormser. This road right here, that's Wormser.
God, I remember when I was in
Yeah.
the commissioner's court, Wormser Road was always, it was a big headache for the people.
Yeah,
But now I know that they're
yeah.
there was.
And then it's gonna, so this is gonna connect to Concord Hills. So Concord Hills is gonna connect to Wormser, and then Pita Mangana is gonna connect. So
So
it's gonna,
technically, if you see it like this.
yeah,
right? So this
yeah.
is the loop is
That's
here.
correct, yeah.
So it's technically like this,
Yeah, so you're coming the loop, you're gonna do the loop.
This is
and then-
south.
Yeah,
north, south,
yeah. So,
east, west.
We have to stress when we build these things,
mhm,
is infrastructure.
yeah,
How in the hell do we get there?
mhm,
Sometimes, pardon the expression, es un desmadre. To get, I mean, it's just like, okay, I heard a comment the other day. Beautiful golf course, Max Mandel.
mhm.
You realize that now more people are playing in Casablanca
Yes,
than they are. Why?
because of
The
the.
crazy traffic on FM 1472,
Yeah.
especially at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, at any time. Híjole. I mean, you know, these crazy politicians takes forever in a day.
We had given them land option, but because of politics, they didn't want to utilize it.
Amen to
So
that.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
I was
That's why
shocked.
you get what you get and
Yeah.
people just
Yeah, I
don't.
was,
Right.
I was literally shocked. I asked this guy, Pancho Abel, I said, Pancho,
Decided.
who's getting more play now? Max Mandel or Casablanca? He said, Salo, Casablanca.
Well, they've improved.
Easier to get to,
They did a good job.
yeah.
easier to get
We've
to.
done a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get these crazy commissioners to put a big old sign on Loop 20 and on 350, or 59. You know, play around Casablanca Golf Course. Because you're driving and you miss
Yeah,
the
yeah.
crazy, you know, hey, where's
This
Casablanca?
is very, very.
Yeah, where's Casablanca?
Yeah, there's no-
I mean, these
Nothing
crazy,
There's no sign.
I mean, I call them the CPs, these crazy politicians. I mean, no sé, you know,
The DJs, district.
tienen una cabeza big as mine, de Yucatán, ¿verdad? They can't bend over to tie their shoes porque se van de cabeza. But, I mean, we suggested to them about a month ago. Por favor, put a sign there. It says Casablanca Golf Course. It'd be an Indian that put an arrow. Right? I haven't seen it yet. They do a bunch of other crazy things.
Dice, no viste la flecha, dice, no, ni vi los indios y que.
They name parks left and right. Y que la fregada, but, you know, but man, help us get there.
Yeah,
Especially
you're right.
for a 75-year-old. He's driving out, you know, I missed it.
And it's a nice golf course. I mean, really, they've improved it a lot. And that's why, you know, I think that the people.
I mean, because of, you know, I mean, but, how, you know, how do you get there?
Well, just a question, who
Yes.
is?
Infrastructure, the key word is infrastructure.
Infrastructure, yeah.
Who
No.
who is funding the complex?
It's the city, so the sports venue tax,
Okay.
that's what's gonna help fund this project. The one in the entertainment district there on the loop,
Mhm.
so that's the sports venue tax, that's what's helping. The
There's an
idea,
entertainment district in the loop.
yeah, which
Well,
is
this is the
the,
arena.
yeah,
We call the entertainment district, which is the arena.
The arena.
the
Unitary.
stadium.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
And the
Well, I think about the arena, and that's
Yeah.
why this tax was passed, to fund that.
Yes,
And I guess it's already been paid.
Yeah.
And again, we're doing a lot of these, I mean, if you're talking to a former sports editor who wrote sports for a hell of a long time, and you gotta love these sports complexes and everything. But you have these cathedrals called recreation centers. Empty. They're empty, nobody's there. But now I realize COVID and all that stuff. I mean, get people there. Laredo has more recreation centers than San Antonio. And I'm talking about, and you have this little Boys and Girls Club aquí. We have 550 kids, 3,000 kids coming to play volleyball, stuff like that.
Location. That's what we say in real estate.
Well, it's not location, it's,
Yeah, because the Boys Club and Girls Club is really,
but the Boys and Girls Club is run by, donations, United Way, and all that, and here's these tax money putting up these, in my, what do they call it, district. District 5 has now another park. Hey, District 3 has another park. District 7 has another park. Do we need more parks? The guys in South Laredo,
Well,
Vidal and those guys say, now we need a wild park here, we need a swimming pool here. But we gotta do it north and south because, if you put a swimming pool in west, east and west, they're not gonna swim. But anyway, that's another story. But anyway, we have so many things, but it's all because, and you don't have to go too far. You go 1472, that's the worst place.
Thank you, Mr. Otero, for that information. I'm sure
You're
we're all gonna
welcome.
be
No,
able to
it
benefit
was
from that.
it was a commentary. It was a podcast.
If there's no other questions for Joel, we're gonna move on to the coordinators, or the services, the coordinators report, which is the.
Good morning, Madam Chair. My report's on page 13. Yes. I'm gonna, speaking about Sister City, that's something fun. We're still debating on the name, either calling it Christmas Bazaar or Holiday Bazaar by Sister Cities. We have considered the border being closed, so most of our exhibitors are coming in. We have spoken to them, and most of them are willing to fly. So they're coming from the interior of Mexico. Right now we have about between 45 and 50 that have registered. So it's
that's a
good.
lot. Wow.
I mean, they've been hurting due to the pandemic, so they're kind of investing, doing this investment to come here and sell their products. So I'm pretty sure they're very excited. They're willing to do as much as they can on their side to be here. We're gonna be hosting them at the outlet. The outlet's been great. They're willing to also help us out. We have 3 suites
So that
available.
generates a lot of traffic.
And they're not charging us rent.
That's a big
So,
plus.
yes, so that's something that also would help our budget as well, because, when hosting at the arena comes out with the price. But now having this smaller version for this year, it's actually, people are excited. We have had people calling to see if they're, when are we hosting it, because they've heard of it. But October 1st was a decision-making point, so city management agreed for us to host it as big or small as we can, just to have it top of mind, because we don't want Sister Cities to, kind of die out or not be in people's minds. So we're hosting this event. We're hoping to have as great a response as we do at the arena. And seeing it in the future, maybe it's something that we could host and this be the extension of Sister Cities.
That's right, because I think that we had talked about that, right? So,
How are you handling the parking for this one? I mean, I know that's always, at least, we have a branch there, and I still can't figure out where I can park and where I cannot park and where I'm gonna pay, where I don't pay. Bottom line. So how does that work out? Just,
For the exhibitors, they're gonna help us out, having them to unload near, obviously near the loading dock. And but for everybody else, they do have a extended golf, like kind of those like limo types. So we have requested for them for those 3 days to have a, kind of like a shuttle for, we know that Sister Cities attracts a lot of people that are a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
you know,
Be careful what you're
older.
gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Attracts a lot of people.
it attracts a lot of people, and in the mornings we do have, you know, or women that like to be in heels like me, and going up that hill is a little tricky.
You always have the choice.
Part of the therapy.
We do have the choice, but you know, glamour
Yeah.
takes a toll on us, and we want to make the decision. So we are gonna have that shuttle throughout the 3 days, just to
But the
to
parking for the
facilitate.
people that go to the festival.
Yes.
Is it gonna be, are they gonna charge for parking?
Yes, they'll be charging, obviously the covered parking, and the one downstairs, they usually, if they've been, you know, grateful enough to, I think they have like about where if you purchase in the outlets, you could go to their office and validate it.
It's you
3 hours.
every 3 hours. So
3 hours.
the first 3 hours are free.
For free.
In the
Uncovered
surface
parking,
parking.
yeah, surface parking.
Surface parking, first 3 hours are free. So a lot of people, what they do is
Take
3
advantage.
hours, go back to their car.
Take it out.
Right.
We got on
And
YouTube.
they keep one of the relatives at that parking space. It's already taken.
But 3 hours, I mean, 3 hours is a good amount of time to shop, to go around, especially because the event will also allow people to get to experience the outlet, which not a lot of people have done in the
No,
past.
that's true.
So, surface lots, 3 hours free, and then the garage, which is the one under,
Covered
it's the covered parking, that one is $2 per hour,
$16 the whole day.
the whole.
Okay.
You said they've already contacted a lot of different exhibitors?
Yes.
How did you do that? Or by,
We're just calling them to see, we're going into not 3 hours from Laredo, we're actually going further
Further
out.
out.
So they could be, you know, we're, especially the flight for Idomar, it's in Mexico City, so we're kind of going to the communities around there, just because we know that the border restrictions are not gonna be lifted by then, but we wanna have good vendors to come in, and usually that's what it comes from. We wanted to continue being only artisans and medium to small businesses, to continue the same trend as what we do for sister cities, and not lose that.
And some of them do have
Yeah.
authorization to be providing
Is an essential travel, so he'll be traveling from, I think it's Jalisco where he lives, and he's gonna come in.
So if you know, Mr. Camina, of a vendor that we haven't contacted, but they're able to
Yes.
come,
yeah.
either they're essential traveler or they're able to fly, let us know and we'll be happy to.
Yes, of course.
Because I have been contacted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, we're working, since October 1st was kind of, we didn't want to get the hopes up of people locally,
Okay.
because we know you're here.
Okay.
So we were trying to get first those that, are, you know, they have to travel by plane and that do the
Yeah.
extra expense, because it's not the same, you know, traveling by land or
Yeah.
on the highway.
We wanted to make sure we had them,
Them,
because if we didn't have any from Mexico, we were definitely not
and I
gonna.
host
Yeah,
it.
well,
But what's the setup? I mean, are they gonna be setting, they're at the outlets, where, first floor, second floor?
In the second floor. It will be by the food court, near the H&M.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There's some suites available where the Brooks Brothers store was. That's one of the suites, and across from it, they used to have a Christmas.
Across has always been empty, but
Empty.
they've done, like the haunted house
Mhm, the
previous
haunted
years.
house.
It's a very, very big space.
40,000 feet.
Yes.
So it's a very big space. So they're lending us that big space and where Brooks Brothers used to be and also where Aldo used to be.
Aldo, yes. Those
So
will be
you're
our
gonna
offices.
confine them in all of those
Yeah.
spaces, so it's gonna be
indoors.
indoors, and they're gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which are very large spaces.
yeah,
Qué bueno,
and because of security, because if we had them out in the in the open spaces, then you would have to bring everything in. Just logistically would be a nightmare, and also having PD on site. So
It would be more expensive.
yes, it will be more expensive for us. And the outlets are so grateful to have us, and they're so excited
So
that
what's
they
the,
will.
what's the size of the spaces?
This-
Is it-
The spaces, the big spaces, it fits about, they already did the graphic, the measurements of it, and 8 by 8. booths that we have. You can have up to 60 inside the bigger space. And then the Brooks Brother, we're gonna have most of our finer, like the jewelry,
Yeah.
the finer clothing, shoes, just because the way it's already have been left and the furniture that it does it lends itself for them to make it so, you know, just to fit them their clothing and their products there.
But there'll be a way to let them know that there's 3 different locations?
Yes, we are gonna actually have a decal in the windows. Some of them we're gonna open them just because of lighting, but have a decal where people will know those 3 locations. As well, we'll have the directory as every year available.
Oh, good.
How are you all handling the volunteers? Because I know you all have, I mean, they handle the money, no?
Yes, they handle the money. I've been talking to Mr. Edgar Campos. He's the new committee, the development coordinator for that. But we are having issues for that. And I was wondering if you all still had that volunteer.
I know, and they're not doing
Product.
anything. We're not, maybe by then they will, I'll find out.
Yes, I know, because it's easier, because I know with one of your team, they can handle 2 or 3, because they're used to that.
Yes.
And having volunteers that are, I'm sorry.
Experience.
The experience makes a difference. And
Yeah.
also the age, they're more committed to come.
Let me check on that.
Yes,
I'll check
I
on
would
that right away.
appreciate it.
What are they doing for food and beverage? Because the food court's now.
We're actually bringing food vendors.
Okay, great.
So that will be in the food court. We're working with Erica and seeing now that they have the lower part, maybe
Yeah.
having all the food in that one
Good.
section.
Awesome.
There's still food in the food court?
No, there's
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah, Taco Palenque just closed.
Taco Palenque was the last one that they closed.
Wow.
pizza place owned by Albert's.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, outside on the other side of the outlet mall is a pizza place, which is really
And
good.
Tacos and Chaparro.
And then Tacos
Tacos
and
and
Chaparro is where Johnny Rockets.
And in front, that's La Abuela.
We have all of them.
La única.
If you're looking for somewhere to dine here in downtown, call us.
We have the menus.
We have menus, we know the hours, so, if you have any other questions regarding my report,
Thank you for the, that's a good report. I'm very happy about this, the festival.
Yes, and this is something that we plan to continue for other years.
I think that for Christmas, people are looking forward to it because they want to buy something different. And so they go to these festivals to be able to do that.
oh,
Is
yeah.
there in San Antonio promoting that Wonderland of Americans?
No,
Yes.
we used to do it.
That started with us, actually.
Yeah.
The Wonderland started with us, and then vendors from the festival took over. So the first couple, the 2 or 3 were us,
Yeah, we
actually.
did tours.
We did our sister cities on tour. And so after that, the mall liked it so much, it didn't kind of work for us, but some vendors actually from the festival took over, and they have been running with it for several years.
I have a question. What's the deal with the avocado networking luncheon? Only because I love guacamole.
We all.
Am I invited? Am I invited? We invited.
I'm pretty sure you're invited. It's a collaboration from, CVB is doing the logistics of it, since we know how to manage events and registration, but the invites are coming from Economic Development Department. We're collaborating with them together, so we could be hosting, since we have the mission.
Put all our names in there.
Of course.
On the 22nd.
No, they actually
It got
just
moved.
moved.
It was just moved to
It was just
November
moved to
5th.
November 5th.
It was
Okay.
moved after the printing of the.
After the printing and the report, it was moved to November 5th.
I had heard something about this, that's why I thought, wait,
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
doesn't sound right. I thought that maybe this is something.
It was a recent move to November 5th.
Okay, yeah. So, and where was,
We're still, it's the RFP, or the request for price, is still open to make a decision, so.
On the location.
On the location, but we're working on it.
okay,
So we'll have more details.
okay.
But we'll make sure we share those details with all of you.
And include you to the RSVP list.
Gabriel, we do have avocado tacos.
You do?
Yes.
paying no. And we were all mourning doing
I made
it.
them
Una amasaba y la otra no.
Lo más difícil fue encontrar las bolsas de los jacarios.
It's up to you to sign.
I'm dying to hear Selena's report.
Yes.
Okay, well, I am going to highlight two features under PR opportunities. We do get a weekly communication from the Texas Travel Communicators, and the Webb County Heritage just announced that they are doing self-guided ghost tours. So we were actually picked up by them, and we're hoping that one of the Texas travel writers that they have, just sees that story and is interested in covering more information. Margarita has been aware, so she's, very excited about that. And then the Zimmerman Agency is doing a fall pitch right now about pumpkin spice and everything nice is the theme. And I reached out to El Puesto Taqueria y Cantina, and what they are doing is featuring an Autumn Lover's Dream cocktail on their fall menu, which is very delicious. It's super yummy, and they managed to share with us a picture, share with us the recipe, and how people can go ahead and get to El Puesto, come into Laredo, and add that cocktail to their evening or to their lunch plans as well. And just yesterday, we sent out a pitch to the local hoteliers so they can go ahead and participate in a Black Friday, Cyber Monday opportunity that we can go ahead and pitch later on in November. And La Posada was one of the first properties to let us know that fortunately for them, they will be passing on because they are just booked to capacity. Which is a great problem to have, but we're hoping to hear from more properties to see if they'd like to participate and just tell us, 25% off, 20 a BOGO weekend, and we'll go ahead and see how that gets picked up.
Very nice.
One thing, Sal, can you talk about momentum?
Oh, yes. Okay, so on Momentum, we've got the Zimmerman Agency coming back, and that is Monday, October 18th. I do have Salo's confirmation and Omad's confirmation, and if you all could look at your calendars, and I hope that y'all can attend either a morning session or a PM session and just spend an afternoon with us, and it's just an interactive strategy session to see how we can go ahead and enhance
Which one
our
is
campaign.
signed up for?
The morning.
Okay, I'll do the afternoon. We were both big talkers. I'll be the talker in the afternoon, you'll be the talker.
To balance it out.
To balance it for the record.
What did you say?
I'll check my schedule.
Okay.
I'll be on the morning one, I'll take the afternoon. Big talker.
I'll send you a message today.
Okay, sounds
Where are those going to be? In your downtown, your?
No,
Salinas?
it's going to be at the bridge department.
Right across the street
Right
from
across
us.
the street, so you can still park
they-
at the outlet mall, we're still doing the parking validation, and just bring in your ticket, but, I mean, it's the same vicinity, you just walk across the placita.
It's the bridge.
Outside, we all go stand outside and we go wave.
It's our office.
This is the senior citizens. Trae el carrito, the car.
One of you is gonna have to be there, like.
Once you head to your office, just turn to the flags and it's right there.
No vemos, no oímos.
Pero si bien comparemos.
We just talk.
But this is a very, very important meeting for us because you will have the opportunity to voice your ideas and give the agency your perspective on our community or on our destination. So for us, it's really important to count on your participation
Yes.
for this event.
You're right. Do you have anyone outside of the advisory?
Yes. So it's
It's a little roundabout of our local hoteliers, our attractions, restaurants, you guys, just important stakeholders that we feel can go ahead and we can go ahead and learn more and grow from, to positive.
We have as much of a complete picture of what Laredo is from different points of view.
And I know the downtown area, because I know I am an advocate for it. So, but I know that we include North Laredo businesses too, I imagine.
Yeah, we have, our hotels and attractions.
It's inclusive.
Our hotels and attractions are all around the community, so we can.
I know I still live in my 60s where I still think Laredo is only downtown and San Bernardo. That's too far away.
You go sleep in Del Mar and come back.
He did move out of to the north.
I know, maybe the mall, that's about it.
Okay, any other questions for Selena? Selena, thank you so much for everything. Moving on to the Monterrey office, which is on page 37.
Yes. For Casa Laredo, they've been busy this last month. They, as I mentioned, based on the data that we received from deployments and the flight from Mexico City, we embarked in a sales blitz or different activities, including sales blitzes with, and it's page 37. So, yeah, the marketing report is quite big, so. So, they've been working together with IDOMAT on doing different sales blitzes with travel agents in Mexico. They also traveled to Mexico for the IBTM, which is a meeting planners event. And we participated in that event for almost 10 years. And we always get great leads for logistics groups, for meeting planner groups from Mexico. So they did that this last month. And also, the Facebook Live is a year old.
Wow.
They did an anniversary, a celebration for their first anniversary, and they continue doing it. We continue maintaining that communication with the Mexican market, with the Monterrey market. And so, those are a few of the things. As I mentioned, they created this this activation with IDOMAT, where they took several travel agents to IDOMAT to see like the behind the scenes and to pitch obviously what Laredo has to offer on the flight. So we've been doing a lot of that in coordination with IDOMAT.
Yeah, I think this report has to be, I don't know if it's available in color, because I don't know what.
Yes, so the website, yes, we can have it in color.
Okay, just so I could see what those really.
Yeah.
It's dark.
Okay, so you have it by email?
On the digital one? Okay.
That one is in color.
Yeah.
Oh, good, okay, then I got it.
I was just wondering about the comments right here under the different, you have the topics and then you have the reach people, clicks, and then comments. Like some of these comments, who gets to see all of those comments? So we have an idea, what is it saying about hotels in Laredo?
Yeah, Casa Laredo sees the comments and also Reina and our agent.
Oh.
So we have different people making sure that all the comments are answered, and it's basically, Reina, do you want to tell us more or less what the comments are about? Like, for example, for the hotels.
For example, we have a lot of comments for the Future Celebration and the Bridge Circuit, that's the same. Because we have the giveaway. We have the giveaway.
So those
And
have more
also
response.
yes, we have more response because the people wants to know who is the winner and
They want to
they want to
participate.
participate or when is the next giveaway or something. But that's the same, the first year and the Bridge Historic, we have that giveaway winner.
So like in the hotels, I'm more interested in the hotels because that's what brings our occupancy. And so we know kind of
In this
like,
case-
what are they saying or what do they say about the hotels in Laredo? Maybe it might be worth maybe bringing some of those comments to our
It should be a
table.
chatter report, no, that just gives you
Yeah.
positive,
Yeah.
negative, and neutral.
We have a sentiment analysis.
In this case, for example, they're talking about one that is talking about the La Posada, and they said what the prices and rates, and we said, please contact directly to La Posada, this is the link, the telephone number, so we give this information.
So it's just kind of more informational,
Yes.
not necessarily.
No, and it's really,
Not
it's
necessarily comments.
it's more on the positive side of, you know, we've been saying like, we miss
Yes.
Laredo, we can't wait to go back to Laredo, when the bridge is opening, you know, and people are, you know, asking their friends like, oh, like, let's make plans to go, you know,
Okay.
whenever
Yeah.
everything comes back to normal.
Our social media, I have to say, especially after, Lorena and I had the opportunity last year and Selena, to be part of the PIO team for a while during the pandemic, and I can tell you, the sentiment that you have in the social media for Visit Laredo has nothing to do with the sentiment that you get in social media for the city. Ours are 99.9% positive, people
Positive,
asking
yes.
information, people saying, hey, we miss Laredo, we wanna go. Even when we say, oh, the bridge is closed again, the comments are like, no, I wanted to go, I wanted to. So 99.9% of the comments that we get are positive. Yeah.
But you can see all these videos are on our Facebook page, because that's the videos are there. They are live in that moment, but they are living
Yeah,
forever in
and
the
the
page.
comments are
But
also public.
this give more information about it. Hey, then most of the time with Laredo, they have a gym, but that now is closed for the COVID, or you can call and say what they offer, they have breakfast, this kind of breakfast, that we have also around in the town. They have a lot of different. That's more information.
But the keywords here is Zaragoza Grill. Did you see it? See, well, the 3 sessions on Zaragoza Grill,
I think it's
which I think is
18 or 7,
that's
18 or
interesting.
19.
That they
And
went
this is a
there.
report coming from the Sapphire website. That's not a report that I created.
Yeah.
Give us a report. Yeah.
The big elephant in the room, which I know I'm gonna bring up anyways, but, Gordon B. Loca's, portrayal of Laredo. Have you guys seen the trailer? It doesn't even look like Laredo.
There's a trailer already.
There's a trailer.
I don't know
I'll
what
send it to you guys.
The trailer for Fury.
It's like,
Yes.
it looks like, we're in a valley, there's beautiful mountains around us. And Mark Anthony's song comes out. I'll send it to you guys. So, I mean,
Creative liberty
but
was
honestly, that, in an indirect way, could positively, maybe, affect the people's, desire to come down here. You never know, it's gonna be, I saw the trailer and if I didn't know anything about Laredo, I'm like, this is awesome.
We'll have to paint some maps.
Yeah.
People are gonna get scared, they're gonna be like,
You're gonna laugh when you see the trailer.
I went to the lake.
I'm surprised
When
you
you hear that,
with their money,
the
to
lake,
spend in the area and try to portray it.
They made it look really
Yeah, they probably had stock video in their
right.
archives.
And speaking of which, I mean, did you all get a copy or some sort of a post from Pati Hinich on the Mexican table?
we haven't gotten anything.
Okay, I have to send that to you because the show premieres October 15th. It's
Okay.
Laredo, featuring Laredo. It's on
Okay.
PBS.
Yeah, I
So
saw
it's-
that.
So it's gonna be featured, it's gonna come out, first one will be October 15th. They're gonna show it over and over again, but still, I think we
PBS,
should put it
Yeah.
on your social media, I think would be good.
Yeah, if you can share that, because the only information I got was about the December event. But I
Okay.
didn't get any.
Oh, did you get that December, yeah?
Margarita told me.
That changed,
Which one is that?
keeps changing, but yeah, that's the latest, December the 12th.
Yeah.
Batiste.
Throughout the years, there's been a lot of
She's-
videos, where they've come in
She cooks.
from PBS and other stations. You all keep them on in your archives or something, where?
We keep them, the ones that we can put them on our YouTube channel.
Okay,
So we do have,
Yeah.
if there's a feature like a 30 seconds, we put it on social media.
because we've
And
been
then
running
the
for the last 10, 15 years.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. so-
And then whatever we can share, we share it in our YouTube channel.
Well, thank you for that information.
And we'll add the Negative.
It's stars Stars is the one that's putting on it, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, it was Netflix, okay, sorry, sorry.
Interesting.
Wow.
I'm gonna start paying some.
Add another streaming
I'm sorry.
service. to my
This
subscription.
data is for the website.
For the websites, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are- those
And
are
it
pretty-
comes, as Reina said, it comes directly from from Sapphire.
It looks like the page, per page, it's a minute and 60 seconds, is about the average.
It's better really.
So they're looking for something, they don't, they're staying long enough for something. I don't know about the bounce rate, why it's 66%, that's kind of a high number for bounce rate, but I'm not sure what that's. what
Yeah,
that's
in the
about.
past, it has stayed more or less level, so it can be different, and we can ask for detail on that one, but in the past, like, I remember when I was doing those reports, that it kind of stayed at the same level.
Okay.
So do we have any other questions for Eileen or LCDB staff at this time? I think y'all are doing a great job. We all believe you're doing a great job, but if anybody needs to bring anything up, we have our next meeting date is for November the 4th, 8:30 in the morning.
Don't run it